Okay, so let's try this again. This is going to be the current draw test for the QHY camera, and this QHY600. I'm going to use the rated power supply this time. This is a 6 amp supply, and that's what ships with the camera. And so, of course, here it is. And I've got the Fluke meter that's going to come in between, heading off the pass there, so to speak. And then I'm gonna go ahead and connect. To do that, though, I'm gonna have to clip in right down here. In a second, I'll try to do that. It's always fun to have to create cables and stuff. Cable clipped in there. See if I can put it to where it will stay. Maybe. Guess you can hear it coming on. Interesting. This is a different result than what it was on my other one. Of course, we're pulling over 3 amps with this supply. That's not what I saw with the last night. I was doing it with my Rigel power supply and just allowing it to pull off my supply. It may be because it is 3 amp limited, that it was wanting to pull more, but and just being erratic. But now it's kind of, at a ready state right now. It's locking in to, fluctuating a little bit there around 3 amps. So, so let's go ahead and connect here and see what we got. Let's connect, and then I'll just be going back and forth between that and the meter there in the background, kind of get an idea of what's going on. Oh, okay. It would help if I made sure. Well, I do have the USB cable. There it is. There it is. I thought it didn't have the USB cable connected. So let's go ahead and start the cooler, and we'll get her started. I'm going to try to. I guess we'll just go full. Normally I ramp it up in stages, but I'm going to go ahead and ramp it at around -5 degrees C. It's probably around 20 degrees in here, Celsius. And so, of course, we're going to kick it in. The moment it kicks on, you can see it. Yeah, it's definitely jumping up to about 3.6 amps there. But last night it was really fluctuating on that other supply. This is better than what it was showing last night. So this is more solid. So so let's see what we got here. Yeah, and it's dropping fast now. This is much different behavior than it was last night. So I do have to think it's that supply. Yeah, because we're already dropping down to 0.2. Still pulling a -3.5 amps there. So pretty obvious that my supply last night was not sufficient. That's funny because it never once registered 3 amps. I think it just wasn't willing to feed that much. Very consistent, yeah, not anywhere close to last night. This is encouraging, so I'll probably go ahead and try to, once it acquires that set point, I'll probably go ahead and try to see if I can get it lower. Like I said, the one time when I tried this outside and got it down to -20, it was already cold outside. It was probably 5 degrees 5 degrees Celsius at that time, and so it was definitely, yeah. And we're locked in right at -3.5 amps, or excuse me, 3.5 amps. Just got the probes plugged in backwards. That's why it's showing negative. Not a big deal. Nice meter, by the way. I highly recommend everybody get one. Yeah, that one's not bad either, by the way. Especially if you get in Keith Lee, especially if you get into things like amplifiers and total harmonic distortion. It measures that. It's pretty cool. So here we are, where usually it should come back past the set point and then equalize it a little bit. It's still locking at -3.4 volts. Excuse me, amps. Get your volts and amps right, Jay. Yeah, actually, it's not. It's going to lock in, but notice 100% power, and it's not We'll see if it backs off on the power. That tells me there's a little bit more headroom to be able to do some additional cooling. You can kind of see that meter in the background there, still locked in right at negative 3.4 amps. So going a little bit past it. Okay, I'm much more encouraged doing it here. God, it was weird last night hooking it up to the Rigel. It'd be nice if it backs back up, excuse me, right at negative 5.0. That would be good to see. But still, the 100 power. Again, we're at a 25 delta right now with the ambient temperature, and ideally, according to manufactured specs, this should be getting 35, which means I should be able to get it down to about negative 10 or negative 15. Certainly negative 10 should be completely within capability. Of course, now it's backing off. You can see it's backing off a little bit. As it backs off, it's going to back down on that amp draw. Right there, good. Hopefully I won't make this video too long, so it'll be able to be uploaded to YouTube for you. One of these days I need to put time into a YouTube channel. You know, it takes a lot of time to do stuff like that. Let's see, it's still around 99%. It's working hard, and that is discouraging. That should not be the case. I would suggest that right now it should be falling off probably closer to 50% power, because it should have a little bit more capability than that. So I'll have to inquire with the good QHY doctor and find that out. See what to expect. Now it's falling off too much. Yeah, you'd want stability there at the temperature set point. You don't want it fluctuating, you know, between half a degree Celsius. Yeah, look at that, it's falling off even more. Like I said, a lot more promising than last night as far as current draw. That current is pretty much rock solid. Been, you know, right around between 3 and 3.5 amp draw the whole time. But again, I don't like that. It's not wanting to stay at that set point very well. 4.2. This, of course, could be a driver issue, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Coming over from a world of S-Big cameras and FLIs, and you know, never had a reason to do a current draw test. It's one of those things where they just kind of worked. I guess with the Chinese stuff, you can never be so sure. Yeah, see, that's not good. It's definitely falling off. Still pulling the same current there. Yeah. Maybe a little bit warmer in here, maybe around 22. Not exactly sure. It feels like about 75 degrees Fahrenheit. What is that? It's got to be around 22. Yeah. I'm a math teacher. I can't do the computations in my head. So yeah, I'm just going to I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off right here, and I'm gonna watch it, and I'll come back on if I feel like something changed. But that's not good. You know, obviously it's starting to climb in temperature again. Still holding the same amount of power as well. More if necessary.